Hello mates! On this occasion, it's our pleasure to introduce you to the history of our beloved institution and how did it become what it is nowadays. Our team is conformed by Alejandra Arellano Girón, Victoria de María Vázquez López, Karla Ileana Tovar, and Sandra Carolina Padilla Carvajal, all of us from the 6th semester. The origin in time and space of the University La Salle dates back to the 17th century in France, where Jean-Baptiste de La Salle founded in 1680 the Institute of the Brothers of Christian Schools to provide academic and human education to the disadvantaged children and youth of the time. 3 centuries later, Brother Dr. Manuel de Jesus Álvarez Campos conceives the project of founding a university led by the Brothers of the Christian Schools to respond to the needs of our country that was beginning to industrialize in the years of 1950 and 1960, and needed new and more professionals who responded to the historical, political, social, and economic context of our country, Mexico. It was on February the 50th, 1962, when the University of La Salle opens its doors for the first time with the transfer of the Colegio Cristóbal Colón High School from the Colonia San Rafael to the Hipódromo Condesa. In May of the same year, its transformation into a higher education center was announced, becoming like this the first Lasallian university in Latin America. And that's basically how a project that started in France came to Mexico. Now, let's take a look at how did it pass from Mexico to Chiapas. The college is said to be the product of a concern of the families of Tuxtla Gutiérrez to offer basic and moral education to the children in the capital of the state of Chiapas. This project was promoted by the ecclesiastical authorities, especially by the missionaries of the Holy Spirit and families who contributed of goodwill to the foundation of the college in 1956 under the name of Colegio Chiapas. The great work carried out by the institute is strengthened by the presence of the Brothers of the Christian Schools at the request of the bishops of Chiapas and worshipful Cardinal J. Garibay, assuming the name of Colegio La Salle de Tuxtla AC in 1966.
The brother director Antonio Partida, along with the brothers Eliseo Sanchez, Arturo Martín del Campo, and Saúl Cebada, once again encouraged the college by renewing it and allowing it to double in 1967, reaching 410 students. This marks the beginning of the second period in the history of the college. In 1972, annual reports note that the official education authorities hold La Salle College of the Tuxtla in high esteem. Years later, the Director General of Education said in an interview, "La Salle is worth a lot," which drives the high school project. On February 26 of 1972, the Council of Mexico City, in response to the request of the ecclesiastical authorities and the educational community, agreed to the initiation of the preparatory project, which will be co-educational.
A Lasallian magazine published that year said that the Lasallian spirit was being folded in the Tuxtla Valley and that the school would probably close their doors. Then, another article appeared saying that the school of Tuxtla would not close, that it would continue to provide its educational services in the same way or perhaps better, and that 2 former brothers, whom they greatly appreciated, would remain there in this worthy work. Through a contract concluded between the board and new management in May 1973, Professor Carlos Hernández Rizo as General Technical Director and Professor José de la Luz León Martínez as General Supervisor and Prefect of Discipline began another stage of efforts, sacrifices, and total dedication to the youth of Chiapas in June 1973.
From a fragment of a biography of Belisario Domínguez, they mutilated his tongue, but they could not cut off the fire of his eloquence. We can affirm that the eloquence of Saint John Baptiste de La Salle, made of education, of moral elevation, and inspiring mystic of a human life, was not mutilated, but another mouth will be its mouthpiece.
With this quick overview, we can get an idea of the successes and failures, struggles and consolations that, since its foundation in 1956, have been tested in more than 5 decades of educational work at La Salle School in Tuxtla.
Let's take a minute to remember and recognize the hard work of our benevolent ex-director, José de la Luz León Martínez, who gave every single generation a piece of his hair ever since the 17th, and until this last generation. Mr. León was born in Puebla de Los Angeles in 1937. At the same time as the religious vocation of the Lasallista brothers, he began his academic preparation from 1962 to 1966 in the Normal Cristobal Colón and Normal Superior Benavente. He started as a primary teacher at the Mayor y Pesado Foundation School in Mexico City. In 1966, he was transferred to the city of Tapachula, Chiapas, to the Colegio Miguel Hidalgo as deputy director and high school teacher. In 1968, he was sent to the Colegio La Salle in León, Guanajuato, as a high school teacher and discipline coordinator.
For the 1970 to 1971 school year, he was assigned as an assistant for principal and secondary school teacher at La Salle School in Tuxtla Gutiérrez, Chiapas. At the end of this school year, he retired from the Institute of the Lasallian Brothers, so that in 1973, he was asked to return to La Salle School in Tuxtla. In 1977, he was chosen by the Civil Association AC of the La Salle School in Tuxtla as General Director, title given by the President of the Association, Mr. Enrique Pedrero Jimenez, position that he proudly performed until August 2020, when he was called to the arms of our Lord, leaving a great void and legacy to the entire Lasallian community of Tuxtla.
This project is dedicated to the Lasallian fraternity, to the teachers of our yesterday, today, and forever, and to Mr. Lyon, who became important for every Tuxtlecan Lasallista and awakened the living flame of faith and the light of science in the minds of us, young people who are the promise of our homeland, our world. What is united remains.